Pokemon games are going to continue to be created, right? So we have Legends ZA coming out this year, which looks really fun. Like, I'm super excited for Pokemon Legends ZA. And then next year, we're most likely going to get Generation 10 of Pokemon, which is a huge milestone. There was recently a comment made at a Pokemon event, and it says, if we continue focusing on our mission, Pokemon could probably continue to its 50th or 100th anniversary. There was also a tweet, which I've been scouring the internet for, which I can't find it for some reason, but it happened, and I used to have it on my computer saved, but I must have deleted it. But essentially, it was somebody high up at Pokemon/Game Freak talking about how they are going to focus more on the quality of Pokemon games and release less frequently, which we have seen. Because literally, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet to the release date of Legends ZA is going to be roughly 3 years. It's going to be 3 years without a brand new mainline Pokemon game, which is a little unfortunate, but it's a good thing. This is a good thing for the future of Pokemon. Generation 10 needs to be a big game. Generation 10 needs to be successful. It's vital for Game Freak. I made a video kind of talking about like why it's vital for the Pokemon company and Nintendo and Game Freak for Generation 10 to be like a groundbreaking Pokemon game. I mean, like right on the surface level, right? It's Generation 10. It's the first double-digit Pokemon generation, which is huge. It's going to be the 30th anniversary of Pokemon, which is also huge. Generation 9 wasn't really received all that well. A lot of the Switch Pokemon games kind of are like very mixed in reviews. Like Sword and Shield, it's like you either love it or you hate it. Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl has a lot of hate, obviously. Like, I think they're fun, but you know, those games received a ton of hate. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, people are pretty mixed on that. But Legends Arceus, a lot of people love. Like, I think Legends Arceus is probably one of the highest rated Pokemon games on the Switch. So I think they're going to kind of focus more on what they did for that game. Now, with Legends Arceus, they changed everything. Like, that game was completely different than any other mainline Pokemon game we've ever seen. And I think they're going to do the exact same thing for Generation 10. I think they're going to reach new limits, new boundaries for this game to succeed. Game Freak and Nintendo know that they need to make this game good. Like, they know it's going to have to be a better game. Now, there were leaks of this game being on the Switch 1 and 2, but now the newer leaks say that this game is going to be only on the Switch 2. Generation 10, that is, not Legends ZA. Legends ZA is a different game. I get a few comments every now and then, people confused about, you know, the difference between Gen 10 and Legends ZA. Legends ZA is the stuff that's on the screen right now. This game is coming out on the Switch 1 and the Switch 2. Generation 10 is most likely going to be a Switch 2 exclusive, which sounds unfortunate on the surface level, but it's actually a good thing for the future of the Pokemon games because it's going to allow the game to be bigger and better, and it's going to make this open world Pokemon game done, hopefully, correctly. If you guys don't mind subscribing to the channel to help me reach my goal of 30,000 subscribers so you don't miss any of the brand new Pokemon leaks, updates, or just fun videos about Pokemon games like this one, any support goes such a long way. Just want to say thank you so much for the growth we've had recently. It really means a lot. Shout out to the member of the week, Robert McCrae. Also check out my second channel, Fundora's Clips, where I'm almost at 300 subs. So if you guys could check it out, link is in the description down below. I'd really appreciate any support. All right, back to the rest of the video. So obviously Pokemon games are going to go down the open world route. Like, the future Pokemon games are probably going to be mostly open world, and Generation 10 I think is going to really be a big leap from the Gen 9 open world to the Gen 10 open world. Legends Arceus was still open world, but it wasn't as open world, I think, as, you know, Scarlet and Violet, where that game was like pretty truly open world because you could pretty much explore the entire map for the most part right away. Of course, with, you know, the limits of some things that you unlock later in the game. But Generation 10 is most likely going to have a significant visual and performance upgrade from every other Pokemon game. And now, I don't think it's going to look like realistic. Like, they're not going to make this game look hyper realistic. What I mean by that is they're going to make it more unique and kind of just true to Pokemon, I guess. Like, it's going to have that Pokemon style, at least I hope so. This is what I hope that the game will have to succeed. Think about Zelda, right? Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. The art style and the visuals of that game are amazing. I think they were going down a really good direction with Legends Arceus too. I like the art style of Legends Arceus a lot. Scarlet and Violet are okay. I mean, the graphics are definitely not great, but like the art style itself, I think was pretty cool. So obviously Legends ZA is going to have the same kind of art style as Generation 9. However, I think they're going to do a whole like makeover for Gen 10. I don't think Generation 10 is going to look like Scarlet and Violet or Legends Z. I think it's going to have its own unique art style. Sword and Shield had a very unique art style. I actually do like this art style for Sword and Shield too. It's pretty cool. But since this game is most likely going to be a Switch 2 exclusive, I'm just going to hope that the environments are going to be rich in detailed models. I really do think if they take inspiration from Breath of the Wild, or even like Xenoblade Chronicles or something like that, just polish the game up and make it something super unique, and something that we want to look at for hours and hours. You know what I'm saying? I think the open world was good for Scarlet and Violet. However, I think they just need to add more. I think the world needs to feel more vast, more interconnected. Think of like Elden Ring or, obviously Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild. Obviously, those are some great open world games. And now, I don't expect this game to have the world's best graphics. I have to reiterate that. This game is not going to have like groundbreaking graphics, even though it is going to be on the next gen Nintendo console, which is a good thing, which is kind of why I'm having high hopes for just the game overall. I just think they need to focus on a unique art style mostly. Obviously, hopefully 60 FPS would be great. For this game to succeed, I definitely think it needs some strong storytelling. I think the storytelling for Scarlet and Violet were pretty good. It wasn't my favorite Pokemon story of all time. Like, it definitely wasn't bad at all. So I think this game is going to have some really cool world building, lore around it. Legends Arceus had some cool lore. I love the story of Black and White and Black and White 2. Those are probably some of my favorite stories of all time. And X and Y. Pokemon X and Y had an amazing storyline. I really love that story. Now, since Generation 10 is going to be taking place in Greece, I hope that they take inspiration from just Greek mythology as a whole. Now, I don't know when this game is going to be, placed in time. Like, I don't know if it's going to be ancient Greece, modern Greece. I would probably say modern Greece. It's definitely still going to have elements of ancient Greece with a modern day twist to it. So I really hope they take inspiration from like Zeus and stuff like that. I think that'd be amazing for this game to have. Like all the regional myths and just a wider Pokemon universe that has deep connections with each other, and I really hope that the choices in the game are impactful and just shape the overall storyline as a whole. A lot of people want Pokemon games to be more mature, and I definitely agree. Like, I think Black and White and Black and White 2 are more mature, I guess, of a storyline than some of the other Pokemon games we've had. Now, obviously, a lot of kids do play these games, so it's not going to be like a dark storyline, but I think realistically, most people that play Pokemon games are, older. So I think it'd be cool to have a more mature and engaging narrative and storyline. I think that'd be great. Also, for this game to succeed, I think we need to have more freedom, a better game structure, and I think we need to have a lot of like customization with everything. In one of my last videos, I talked about the rideable Pokemon. So I think rideable Pokemon are definitely coming back. Think of Cordon and Miraidon. In Legends Arceus, we had, a couple of different rideable Pokemon. And I think it'd be really cool if like we could choose our own rideable Pokemon. So for example, for when we are flying or like, gliding or whatever, I think it would be great if we could pick any bird Pokemon that's in the game. So there will be a lot of bird Pokemon in the game. And I think that if we could pick which one we want to use would be great because that's so customizable. Imagine we have like a shiny bird Pokemon. Like, that would be awesome if we could pick our shiny bird Pokemon to fly across the map. Or the same thing with the water type. Like, we could pick our water type Pokemon to ride on. Once again, imagine a shiny, water type Pokemon that we could ride on. Like a shiny Lapras would be the coolest thing to be riding around on the water with. Just more unique customizations like that I think would really push this game even further in just the fun level. Hopefully we get some more like true multiplayer explorations and just mini games, and I don't know, multiplayer I think needs to improve. I think they did make a big leap with Scarlet and Violet multiplayer though, but I definitely want to see them just improve more and more on the multiplayer side of things. I really hope that the design of the Pokemon are really good too. I feel like the last couple of generations of Pokemon, it's like been hit or miss with some of the designs. Like some of the designs of Generation 9, the Generation 9 Pokedex, are super awesome, and then some of them are really lame, which I'm not going to name any names. But I think that Pokemon and Game Freak, Nintendo, whatever, it's always confusing to say like what company, because it's all of them that own Pokemon, so it's kind of just like I gotta say them all, I guess. Anyways, I think that they know the stakes are high for this game, and I think that they know that they have to, lock in and make a really good Pokemon game. Because especially since they're talking about, they think that Pokemon can reach the 50th and 100th anniversary, which I think so too, because I mean, we're at the 30th anniversary next year, and I feel like Pokemon is bigger than ever. Like, I'm pretty sure Scarlet and Violet are some of the highest selling Pokemon games of all time. And now Pokemon is even more popular than it was, I think, when Scarlet and Violet came out. So, I don't know, I think that the future of Pokemon is truly good, and I think that they will get the 50th anniversary. I mean, who knows about the 100th anniversary? It's possible that they won't, but, at the same time, if they continue to do what they're saying, they're gonna do and improve every single Pokemon game and keep improving the graphics and quality and just, the overall storyline and just everything about the Pokemon games, makes me feel pretty hopeful. Like I said earlier, they said if we continue focusing on our mission, which, they have a plan. They definitely have a plan. They probably have like a little pin board with the next 20 years of Pokemon. Honestly, like, they probably do have plans for the future of Pokemon, that we don't even know about. So hopefully Generation 10 is good. If you are real and watching this far in the video, comment down below coffee and let me know what you want to see from Generation 10. Now, I really do think that this is going to be a really good game, and I hope it's going to be a big leap from Generation 9 and just every other Pokemon game. Now, my hopes may be too high, and I'm okay if I'm disappointed. I just hope that the game is fun overall. Like, if everything else fails, I just hope that the game is fun and, like, a good time, and hopefully not laggy and glitchy, which I don't think it's going to be glitchy. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.